Hello, you amazing folks. It is time to start grinding and stuff. First, a couple of words. I scouted a couple of places where I would like to grind from about 36 to 40. Because I am level 36 right now. And I would like to grind beasts to ensure that I can do a whole lot of skinning, get a lot of leather, get myself over 100 gold by level 40, so that I can afford my skill ups, I can afford respecking, and I can afford the mount. That's the main goal, the level 40 with over 100 gold. Now, I looked at a couple places, like so on, and this place is amazing. On this side, there is basically thunder lizards and some other creatures which all scale from 37 to 38. I think there are some 39s along as well. And on this side is Kodo Graveyard, which is level 35 to 36 and 37 Kodos. So what I can do is grind this side until 37, maybe even 38, and then just move over to that side and grind 38 to 40 over there. The amazing thing is, there is actually a vendor right next to me, and down the road there is a food and drink vendor. Like, yeah, this place does not have an inn or a mailbox, but by golly does it have you know, vendors and everything, which is amazing, just amazing. So with that said, let's get going. Not to mention, I also have herbalism, and Kodo Graveyard has chance to spawn grave moss, which is pretty rare and pretty dang valuable herb. So I guess we're just gonna get at it, huh? Also, I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm gonna listen to some other things and enjoy myself while I'm doing this grinding, as in enjoy other things, so forth. And of course, you won't be hearing any of that, any of the other audio on the YouTube recording. So there is that. Just pointing that out. Also, heavy Kodo mate. I wonder what that is used for. Oh, well, might find out. I may hold on to it just in case. Just in case, huh? Yeah, I still have a stack and half of the level 25 water, and we are definitely using that away first. So there is that. What else? Oh yeah. Somebody asked me about about the plan of like level 50 past. Thing is, at level past level 50, there are two things I really want to do, and both of those involve a whole lot of grinding. One, I want to start stacking up a whole lot of rune cloth. This character is going to swap out of herbalism into tailoring once I hit level 60. And to level tailoring, I'm gonna need a crap load of rune cloth. All right. At the end of that, anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna need a whole heck of a lot of rune cloth and such. Another thing I wanna do at level 50 past, as in level 50 to 60 is pretty much going to be pure grinding. Even if I decide to somehow that level 40 to 50 I'm just gonna do with quests, you know, just questing in places, which is very unlikely. Probably I'm just gonna grind those levels too, but level 50 to 60 is going to be spent grinding in two locations. Plague Lands, as in Western and possibly Eastern Plague Lands, more likely Western Plague Lands only, and what the heck is that other place called? Oh jeez, how I've forgotten the name. Well, I'll open map and tell you what the name is. Fellwood, that place. Fellwood and Winterspring. Fellwood, Winterspring, and ooh, not this place. Western Plague Lands. Probably not Eastern, but Western. The thing is, at those levels, it is very good. It is very good, very nice to start actually leveling up the two recipes, not recipes, to level the factions, the reputations, which get me some recipes for tailoring. Timbermaw and Argent Dawn, right? Start working on those two, and since I can start working on them from about level 50 past, that's what I'm gonna do with those levels, because then it's less grinding I need to do at level 60. I can take care of that while I am leveling. That is amazing efficiency. So I'm definitely gonna do that. Then at level 60 I have less of that to do, and I can more focus on things I wanna really do, which is to, you know, start healing dungeons and so forth. So yeah, level 50 is gonna be about, I don't know where I'm, you know, any sort of a level split of where I wanna do what, but it's more like gonna be like a level or two in Plague Lands, then level or two in Fellwood, and alternate between the two to try and raise both reputations. I'll have to double check what were the reputation requirements for the tailoring patterns from Timbermaw and from Argent Dawn. I think Argent Dawn was like final one was the Revered, which is to say that it's gonna take a while. But Argent Dawn is also a reputation you can get from running dungeons. That is to be noted. Whereas Timbermaw you cannot get from dungeons, you need to always grind Timbermaw. So there is that. So I'm probably going to see about, like, okay, can I get something like, do I have to go all the way to Revered and Exalted, which I don't at the moment remember because I haven't checked with Timbermaw. If I don't have to, then I'm probably going to try and get honored with Timbermaw during the leveling process, and maybe hold back a little further from the Argent Dawn, because the Argent Dawn can be gotten from endgame instances, whereas Timbermaw cannot. If I still have to go like all the way to Revered with Timbermaw, then I'm probably gonna work more on both of those, and then just later on do the finish more of the Timbermaw grind at level 60, right? Also, these guys do a disease which does not actually matter at all for a character who can cure diseases. So there is that. Also, hello. Hello, Grave Moss. Alright, but yeah, that's the general plans. That's me done talking for about. Let's get on cracking with the grinding. I'm gonna let you listen to the game sounds and all of that good stuff, and then we're I will, you know, do commentary from time to time. then, I am certainly liking those over 350 crats. I mean, 364 crat is pretty dang good. Yeah, this disease would be a little bit of a problem for a whole lot of other characters. Here, I don't care. Also, there might have been a quest to do here with these dying Godos. I don't. Probably not worth trying finding out. Well then, these things do come in pairs, huh? That is ever so slightly annoying. Yeah, I was admitted being a little surprised that carrion birds come, you know, bring friends when you pull them. Obviously makes some sense, but it's not something I expected. Usually beasts don't. Yeah, I have a new rank of Power Word Shield finally. Not Power, well, Power Word Shield and Power Word Fortitude. That was what I meant to say, but in different order. 32 stamina. Now this is still pretty useless for just pure leveling, because I don't really take health damage that much. It's nice to keep it up though, just in case it happened to that about 300 more health is useful, and new rank of Power Word Shield, which is pretty good. I'll pull the Carrion Horror as again. Oh, that was a very nice. Because I'm getting mystery meat of these things. These things don't sell all that well, as into vendor, but wing bones are 6 silver a piece. Ooh. Ooh. So this is one and a half silver a piece, this is 3 silver a piece, this is going to be amazing money. What was the random resist? Was that the resist on the, you know, movement slow? Yeah, to pour a fresh drink. Delicious purified water straight from the water pump. And drinking it from a beer bottle. Welcome to Fallout 4. Alright, let's get back to this World of Warcraft grinding and not Fallout 4. That was interesting. Like, why didn't the other carrion horror come? Obviously, the only problem with having blackout is the range difference between Mind Blast and Mind Fly. However, I can work around that by simply going close enough to do both. No. Oh, that is a bad timing on that thing carrying her. Seems to always be when I want a drink, I end up having one of these assholes around. So nice to find more of those stuff. Well then. I mean, look at that XP, man. I'm wondering if I do try to do this get up a few more points of spirit, try to get a cathedral group at like level 38. That will work. Then there is obviously Razor Fan Downs as well, waiting. Which I kind of want to be level 44 if I want to do Razor RFD. I mean, more Dredge is obviously awesome. Like, either of these would be, well, these specifically would be amazing drop. And Amnenar the Coldbringer has a Robes of the Lich, which just don't need. But this would be fantastic. Except it is mage only, which is a shame, but this would be fantastic for a priest. Oh well. But yeah, I don't know about RFD, but Cathedral I would love to have a go at because well, Inquisitor Shawl, and Triune Amulet. like both of these, either of those would be fantastic. And this would be a very good main hand if that drops. More grain doesn't drop anything for me, right? No. Okay, I have to say I'm liking the blackout. Past halfway to a level up already. Wow. So the blackout obviously ruins my momentum ever so slightly. So it is slightly annoying from that point of view. As in when as in let's say I get a proc with the Mind Blast or the Shadow Word Pain instead of the Mind Flies. That means the thing might be outside of reach for Mind Flay for those like few seconds. But it's a 3-second duration, which means it is the duration of one tick of Shadow Word Pain, which is to say that I have much more control over the fight overall for an extra 3 seconds or so, which isn't overly horrible, overly bad. So I'm trying to figure like, do I wanna put points in here once I once I respec to respec at 40? And this is a very good very good time and place to sort of practice on that. Alright, let's leave that on for just a moment. And that is perfect blackout there. More grave moss, if I can find wherever it actually is. Like really, about 40% to a level up. Ooh, I like this place. So far this is going real well. And so far I'm thinking this is the place to stay until like 38 and then hop on the other side of the Katang village on the other side and start grinding the stuff over there. I still have to sell this stuff to vendor once my inventory is full to figure out like how much money am I making out of this. So let's see. And that was a total misclick while I was looking at the other screen. Uh, yeah, dang it, that was annoying. Right then, carrying horrors, let's continue for a little bit longer. Do need to take a break soon, but I mean, look at that. 63% into the level already. This is very very nice and almost. I do need to look at what was the like recipe for heavy kodo meat. Like, is it simple enough to make that holding on to that stuff is actually useful, and also that I can get the recipe from somewhere intelligent. Now, I don't want the other carrying horror thing. Little old mana for that. So it takes 2 heavy kodo meat and it makes 2 items. And it's 200 cooking. Recipe is sold by the vendor here in Desolace. That is actually fairly interesting. Now 200 cooking is real easy in general because white spider meat, like the... Is there any other kind in the game than white spider meat? But anyway, 2 spider meat is also very farmable at various places, and you need 2 for a single item as well to go from, was it 200 onwards? Somewhere around there anyway. So spider sausage or something it was called. I remember way back when during the vanilla I used that for doing my cooking, because I was grinding spiders for a while to get a bunch of silk, spider silk, but this would be a very good alternative. It takes 2, so basically I need 2 stacks of this to get 1. And buzzard wings were used for at some point as well for... Hi Rexar! You're just wandering past all these dying Kodos again. I am not looking forward to having to goddamn find you for that bloody quest at level 60 to come and find you, alright? Finding you is an annoyance. Like 66% into the level. Ooh, I am liking this. Which also to say that I need to take a very short break here, grab a fresh drink, all of that. I'll be back in a few minutes. And let's do an in-game drink at the same time, huh? And I am back. Let's continue this. Probably take a, take a proper break sometime soon and actually eat some actual lunch and whatnot. I'm still thinking on this whole blackout thing while I'm like doing this, because well, it does save me a little bit of time on my shadow or pain from time to time. The percentage chance is so small that it is not a constant thing I can rely on. That is the, like, even with full 5 points, it's a 10% chance per spell, which is to say that when I cast, you know, if I cast about 5 spells per creature, Mind Blast, Shadow Word Pain, 2, 3 Mind Flays before I won the rest of the health from about 40% health down to 0. I'm gonna get, you know, let's say, let's just call it that around something like 1 blackout proc every like 3 creatures on average. That is not a whole heck of a lot, huh? Now if I were to spam spells like crazy, I could proc it a lot more. But that would be very very mana inefficient, so to say. Unless I do something silly like spam a like a rank 1 Mind Flay or a rank 1 Shadow Word Pain to try and proc it, and that's the stuff you would do in PvP to an extent as well. But overall, for just grinding efficiency and whatnot, that small percentage, I may just skip on it, because the main thing is that I cannot rely on it to get me out of the situations where I would love to have that stun proc, right? Like for example, when I pull 2 to 3 mobs by accident or some such, where having a stun or whatnot would be perfect at that instance. Getting a stun proc on 1 or 2 of them and so on. But the percentage chance is so low that I can't rely on it. And it is a percentage chance, it's not a guaranteed thing, right? So, So overall, I am thinking I'm gonna take the guaranteed stuff when I respec at 40. I'm gonna put the level up points from here from 36 to like 37, 38, 39 into the blackout to give it a little bit more of a try here as well. But once I respec at 40, I have a feeling that I'm going to respec the points out of that and into Shadow Reach. And I do need this point in Vampiric Embrace anyway to get to Shadow Form, so I'm gonna get Vampiric Embrace. The Psychic Scream and Silence are a debatable thing. I might consider using these points to get couple points in Fade, actually. To make Fade cooldown shorter for if I wanna do any instance healing still. That could be a thing we do. Because yeah, Fade is absolutely useless for grinding. It doesn't do anything when you're solo grinding stuff. But for those instances, to have a sort of threat reduction through the Fade is pretty dang useful. Now, of course, where is the dang thing which just gives threat reduction? Here we go, Silent Resolve. That is very, very, very strong as to begin with, but that would require going into Discipline and whatnot, which I am not doing. So I might consider that, consider going Improved Fade here. I might consider that indeed. Decisions. So far, yeah, I'm finding the blackout to be kind of useful in the sense that it will get me a tick or more on at least one tick of Shadow Word Pain when it procs without without a hazard, you know, without taking damage while the Shadow Word Pain gets off, and with a little bit of luck and whatnot, I am also able to do Mind Flay during its duration. But as said, even with 5 talent points, it being 1 in 10, and 1 talent point it being 2% chance, it's like really, like 1 in 50. Yeah. No. Don't think it's like talent point efficiency is real bad on this thing. But like when it happens like this is perfect, right? That is entirely perfect when it happens like that. But otherwise, I don't think I need it. I don't think it's like I said, I don't think it's consistently beneficial enough. And what I want for grinding is consistency. I want to be able to do like if it was every third spell, that would be amazing. But then it would be crazily overpowered, obviously, as well. So yeah, I'm thinking we will go take Shadow Reach. The other debatable thing is this improved Psychic Scream into silence. Like, don't think that that is all that useful. I mean, silence could be useful for the instant runs I'm going to do at some point. Still, silence could be useful there, but overall, I just don't see it being, you know, this is 3 talent points which don't do basically anything for my grinding. Right? Then again, improved fate doesn't either, and I need those talent points somewhere. So if I skip blackout, I need a couple talent points somewhere, which and in that case I probably might try to do this. Alright. Yeah, I will give it more thought, but I'm definitely trying out the blackout more. I will be able to get 4 points in it and see, like, because right now it's a very good idea to practice with that to figure out if that is actually worth doing or not. And I have, like, what, 4 levels to experiment on it? 21,000 XP to level. Ooh. So good. So good. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up now and going to do some more grinding for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. And then I'm gonna take a proper, you know, lunch break finally. Oh, that is a good find. might sell decently. As in auction decently with the whole stamina, full stamina strength setup on a. It does vendor for about 87 silver, which also means that the auction deposit cost is going to be about what, 20 silver, give or take a little. So if I can sell it for like 1.5 gold, that would be perfect. Oh, that is so good. A full stack of grave moss. Ooh, that is good. I'm probably gonna grind another 10 minutes or so, then go sell and make myself some actual lunch. Cool, all that good stuff. And somebody asked me, well, why do I start this early? Like, because it's like nobody watches streams from this hour, right? As in, nobody in Europe watches streams at this hour. No, that is entirely correct. People don't watch streams at this hour in Europe. People are at work, they are asleep, they do all sorts of other things, whatever. School, whatever have you. The thing is, though, I have worked rotating shifts for many years. I have done night shifts and whatnot, and while I can do those, like, wasn't ever really a problem. I wouldn't do that sort of a job if I couldn't. I don't necessarily enjoy them, and so I want to answer to that question with a question of my own, where it's like, if you have the choice to, you know, get up fairly early, and I'm not talking early at like 5 or 6 in the morning, but fairly early, let's say between 8 and 9 in the morning, something like along those lines, and go to sleep fairly, you know, regularly at around, you know, somewhere between 10 p.m. and midnight. Or if you have to stay up the night, you know, and then sleep all the way to the afternoon, just to again stay up the night, to again sleep all the way to the afternoon, which is your preference. Because I know for a fact that for me the preference is not wasting my entire day sleeping. Like having the a light time of the day, let's say from, you know, 8 to 9 morning to 10 p.m. 10 in the evening, something along those lines, available to me, and it is far more, I find it far more efficient for myself, for a variety of reasons. For one, if I suddenly have to get up very early in the morning, that's not a problem. And because, you know, I am used to getting up fairly early. So when it suddenly comes to the point where it's like, hey, tomorrow morning I have to be up at 6 a.m. to do this, you know, whatever the reason is. Yeah, I am managing that particular something similar to that sleep schedule. So throwing it a couple hours earlier is not a problem. However, if I was, you know, playing all-nighters, essentially I was playing until like 6 in the morning and whatnot, then I'm suddenly like realize, hey, tomorrow morning I have to actually be up at 6 a.m. awake and alert and being able to do this. Well, that is suddenly a problem, right? That is suddenly a problem which I do not want to deal with at all. I do not want to end up in that situation. So that's a big thing, and there is a whole lot of stuff currently going on in my life where I have to be up before 7 in the morning to do X. So there is that. So yeah, that's the main reason. The other thing I mentioned efficiency-wise is that if I suddenly realize that, hey, I need to actually go to the store, or I need to go and visit this place, or whatever, having slept to the afternoon leaves me very little time to take care of that, especially if it's somewhere or to deal with something that is only open during office hours. Let's say from 8 to 4 or 9 to 5, something along these lines. If it's only open with office hours and I sleep until like 2 or 3 p.m. like into the afternoon, suddenly only have, you know, I have to scramble to get those things done. Whereas if I have actually woken up at a sort of relevant time, like 8-9 in the morning, I can do that in the morning, and then I can get to the gaming and have everything done, you know, before I start playing video games. I find that much more enjoyable and much better overall. So, yeah, I mean, if you rather stay up all night yourself and so on, and play video games and then sleep to the afternoon and do that's entirely up to you. That's entirely your choice, alright? However, me personally, at this time, when I'm recording these and whatnot, at this time in my daily life, and in my life in general, I really can't. Well, I could afford to do that, but I really do not see any reason to do it. Like, it just makes no sense to me to stay up all night when suddenly it goes like, well, tomorrow morning I have to be up at 7, right? So, yeah, why would I do that to myself? I'm not planning to do any of that. And also, I have gotten out of the rotating shifts for now, so why would I do essentially rotating shifts? So yeah, that's basically it. If it eats into my stream viewership and all of that, that's entirely fine with me, right? I am entirely fine with that. Because it's better for me to do it at these hours. And yeah. If I start doing Twitch streaming for a living, then that would be a little different thing. But right now I am not. I haven't really planned to either. I do streaming, like I do video YouTube videos still. I do entirely for fun. Alright, so I have a whole heck of a lot of stuff to sell. And I also have a whole heck of a lot of meat. Which is real bloody nice. Let's kill a couple more mobs and then I'm off to sell. I wanna be off to sell stuff, and also I think I may go and find the mailbox to mail all of this stuff somewhere else. Alright, one more Kodo. Then let's find out how much money we made from all of these drops. Aside of the ones which go into auction house, obviously, like grave moss and this hammer and the heavy hides. I'm also thinking I will put this explosive shotgun into the auction house and see if that is worthwhile to sell. Like if anybody buys that sort of thing. Of course, engineers make guns at this time, so it's much less likely to sell a gun. Oh well. Okay, you, mister. So, what do I have? 44 and 47.
Ah, I've been expecting you. Winds be at your back.
So that got me over 2 gold right there. So I made over 4 gold out of that. Well, minus 8 silver repair costs. That was real good, man. That was real good. Over 4 gold just for that. Alright, I'm gonna call this here. I will be back after the lunch and whatnot, do a little bit more grinding and so on, get this actual next level up and start working on the next level. And so forth. Gonna go find a mailbox and drop this, all this while I eat. Anyway,